really skillful capstone director. So I just want to say thank you to Garode and ask him to say a few words.
Thanks, Ajay. Again, congratulations to everyone finishing today. It's a fantastic achievement, and you should all be very proud of yourselves. Thank you to there's no way that this capstone could possibly have run smoothly without the help of the people who were behind it. And you know, I just can't express my gratitude enough to everyone involved for the work that they put in throughout the year. You know, this is not something I find difficult or hard to do in many ways, because it's just such a pleasure reading the things that people are doing, reading these proposals, evaluating these proposals. I learn something new every single time I open one of those proposals, and it is extraordinary to see the things that people are doing. And I really look forward to seeing many of these capstones ultimately becoming papers that are published and that are going to help change the field and help change how medicine is practiced. And you know, this is the inspiration that I get from this. I'm inspired by taking part in this program every single year by the work that you're doing and the work that you're going to do in the future. And I hope that you're all able to continue doing your research and continue to and produce these capstones and make them into successful research projects that are published in the future. So again, congratulations to everyone. Great to see this day come.
Great, thank you. I just want to, you know, this program doesn't happen because just like that, and it takes a village really to do it. And our thanks to Lauren Rocha. Lauren has been the program education manager for a number of years. She's getting promoted, so she's also graduating, and she's not going to be involved in the day-to-day management of these future GCSRTs. But Lauren, thank you for your many years of service and for really being such an amazing partner to all of the program directors in making this stuff happen. So really appreciate it. Also, thanks to Rebecca Jackson, Samantha Pitkin, and Dria Kalogi, who've been absolutely terrific. One of our colleagues, Carlos Villafiorte, graduated himself to another program. He's still within our group, but is now leading many of our leadership programs, but thanks to Carlos as well. Our program ops team, this program, these workshops during these very difficult online years because of COVID could not have happened without the skill and dedication of our program operations manager. So thank you, Sarah. Excellent job. Really appreciate it. And of course, for today, to Angelica Jorio, who's also helping Sarah with the completion ceremony. And then importantly, I just want to give appreciation to our translation team from China. They're based in Shanghai. It's been very challenging. In many years past, we would meet with them in person, but Shanghai has been locked down. I'm sure they've experienced significant hardship with respect to that. But Yanbo and their team have put up a really brave face and provided absolutely valuable translation for us. So thank you, and many times at odd hours for them as well. So thank you to Yanbo and his team. Before we move on with our program, I just wanted to say a few words. I hope that GCSRT has been a transformational experience for you, unfettered by the difficulties of the pandemic. I know for some of you, you've had friends or family members or even yourself develop COVID and have to struggle through it. And some have experienced sad outcomes among their friends or family members, and our heart goes out to you. But remember, as the most important thing is that when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and we really appreciate all the hard work you've done so far. For some, I think being remote was a fantastic experience because of the time saved and the money that you were able to put away from not having to travel and pay for accommodation and all the rest of it. But I think for others, being remote resulted in the lack of a campus experience. Many people have dreamed about coming to Harvard and sitting in one of our classrooms, and I know that was a disappointment. It was a disappointment for us as well. And for some, being online was also quite difficult. We weren't born to be able to be on Zoom morning and at night. We are, as human beings, social animals, and so I'm sure that was also challenging. But remember, we do have a workshop 4, and we very much expect you to come to that workshop 4. It'll be on October 14th and 15th of this year. And then right after that, for the next 2 days following that, there's an alumni summit. Workshop 4 for GCSRT will be a focus on advanced topics that build on what you've done in workshop 3, this workshop that's just completed. But also there will be leadership topics and how to navigate the world in front of you, which I think will be extraordinarily exciting. We have some really very, very talented speakers, including speakers from Harvard Business School and elsewhere from Harvard. So please come to that. There's no cost to it. The only price you pay is actually having to travel and providing us a commitment that you will come. Again, thank you for being such great participants, and congratulations again. I'm going to now turn it over to Gcsrt, who's going to introduce the team assignment winners.
Thank you so much. It's my honor and pleasure to announce the team assignment winners. Sometimes I find it more difficult to work in a team sometimes than to do an assignment by yourself. So these team assignment winners, it's also a huge accomplishment to do that together with your team. I hope during the team assignments, you've become inseparable. From previous experiences, we've learned that teams still stick together even after the program has ended. So we hope that that is the same for you as well. So the first assignment was the Pitch Your Study assignment. And the winners of team assignment number 1 are, well, we had a tie, team 1 and team 4. Congratulations, you were tied on the team assignment Pitch Your Study. Very well done. Congratulations, everyone. Then team assignment number 2, which was the Framingham Heart study, a difficult one, but you all managed to do it as a team. And the winners, I have to say, were team 5 and team 26 were also tied in team assignment number 2. So congratulations, everyone in this team. In these teams, very, very well done. And then we move on to team assignment number 3, the Digitalis study. Maybe it's still vividly in your memory. And the winner of the Digitalis study, team assignment 2022, is team 24. Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone. Very well done. Over to, oh, sorry, we still have some electives to go. You were not done with the 3 team assignments because you had to choose an elective. And for the students who have chosen the secondary analyses elective, the winner was team Q. Very good. Secondary analysis, team assignment number 4, team Q was the winner. And then there were other electives, the survey design elective for the students who have chosen this elective. Your team assignment number 4 winner is team Z. Congratulations, everyone in this team. And then for the elective drug development, your team assignment number 4 was won by team A. Congratulations, everyone in team A. Very well done. A great accomplishment. And then our last elective, last but not least, the elective genetic epidemiology. Your team assignment number 4 was won by team L. Congratulations, everyone in team L. Very well done. Then you also had to choose a concentration. You see how much work you have done during this during this time with us. The concentration epidemiology, team assignment number 5, was won by team 1. Well, the number matches very well. So congratulations, team 1, for your team assignment number 5. Very well done. Then the next concentration, clinical trials. Maybe you thought, well, no, I'm not going for the concentration epidemiology. I choose clinical trials. And you faced also a different team assignment number 5. And the group who did that best, who scored the most points, was team, we had a tie. Team 27 and team 28 were tied for points. Great job, everyone, in this team. Very well done. I think that ends our team assignments. Congratulations to everyone in the teams. Congratulations to the team as a whole. Very well done.
Great, thank you very much, Jura. And now I'm going to turn it over to Gerard McMahon. Dr. McMahon will discuss the capstone project winners.
Right, so to announce the winners of the capstone project. You know, I know it's a cliche to say that it's difficult to pick winners in this, but it's every single stage of whittling down the numbers to, first of all, the top 1/3, second of all, the top 10, and third of all, the top 3, and finally the top winner has been extraordinarily difficult and has required multiple rounds of emails and conversations between the various people who were judging, because it was so difficult to separate the different presentations from each other. You know, just to put it in perspective, I think an average of half a point separated the top 3 presentations when we did the final scores for the presentations this week. So, you know, again, I know it's a cliche, but if you didn't come first today, it doesn't mean that your presentation wasn't valued. These were all outstanding. The quality of this year was absolutely incredible. And it was an absolute pleasure working with these projects and working with you all to improve them and to bring them to this level. And so with that, I believe we're going to do this in reverse order. And so let's move on to the next slide. So the 3rd place winner of the capstone project this year is Rajesh Udamantal. And so his project was to look at patients who were undergoing kidney transplant, pediatric patients who were planned for a kidney transplant, and to use this novel therapy, which is being used in cancer therapies, to try and suppress antibodies in patients so they would be able to get transplanted. This is an incredible project and such an interesting and innovative idea. The idea being that you know, in some of these individuals, when you try and transplant them, you just can't, because they've got too many antibodies. And this is a way of trying to suppress these antibodies using an extremely novel approach. The wonderful presentation, wonderful capstone project, and congratulations. And in 2nd place, we have Megan Borkham. So Megan Borkham was looking at the effect of dapagliflozin, which is an SGLT2 inhibitor, on residual kidney function and cardiovascular outcomes in peritoneal dialysis patients. Again, this is extraordinarily innovative. These are a new class of medications that are used to prevent kidney disease and cardiovascular disease in patients with diabetes and without diabetes. But traditionally, they've only been used in patients who've got near normal kidney function. And they're proposing to use them in patients on dialysis to help preserve residual kidney function, which is incredibly important. And as a nephrologist, this particular project was extremely near and dear to my heart. I had to kind of, I had to try and suppress whatever biases that I might have, because I love this project so much. I think that this is something that's going to be really valuable. And I really look forward to seeing the results of this when it's finally published. Congratulations, Megan, wonderful work. And then finally, 1st place winner was Bert Vandenberg. Bert's study was looking at cardioneuroablation and vasovagal syncope this was an incredibly innovative study also. The idea of using a sham procedure for patients is something that has been used a few times before in different scenarios, but ethically people sometimes question it. And one of the things that I absolutely loved about this proposal was that the team had gone to the trouble of doing some preliminary work where they did surveys of interventional cardiologists to see if this is something that they felt was both ethical and needed. And they said that it was. And so, you know, this is the kind of thing that when you're reading a grant proposal and you're wondering, really, is this something we should do? Then to see this written in your preliminary data, where you have a consensus from eminent cardiologists from around the country saying that this is something we need, is just fantastic. It's innovative, it's interesting, it was well written, it was well presented, it was a wonderful capstone project. And again, I really look forward to seeing this published sometime in the future, because I'm sure Bert van den Berg is going to be successful and is going to successfully bring this to fruition. So congratulations to everyone, congratulations to Bert and to all the top 3 finalists, and to everybody who completed their capstone this year. Really wonderful work.
Great. Thank you very much, Garode. Next, we're going to move on to our class speakers. And to introduce our speakers, we've invited Dr. Sagar Nigwekar to go through the individual bios of our selected class speakers. Sagar?
Thank you, Ajay. Congratulations to all the team winners as well as the capstone project winners. In the next section, I have a distinct pleasure to introduce the class speakers, and we will start with Dr. Michael Collins. Dr. Collins is a nephrologist at the Royal Adelaide Hospital in Australia. His main clinical interest is in kidney transplantation, although he practices all areas of nephrology. He completed medical school in Auckland, nephrology training also in Auckland and Adelaide, and a basic science PhD before becoming predominantly interested in clinical trials. He is a co-PI for a trial of fluid therapy in kidney transplantation and has been a local investigator for a number of investigator-initiated as well as industry trials at his institute. Dr. Collins, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Nigwekar. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Collins Stefano, ko Michael Aho. Harvard faculty members, distinguished guests, staff and families, and most of all, my fellow GCSRT program graduates. Good morning, good afternoon, or in my case, a very late good evening. I've just greeted you in the language of the indigenous Maori people of Aotearoa, New Zealand, which is the country that I was living in when I began the GCSRT program. Since then, I moved with my family to Australia in January, about a week or so after the capstone deadline, actually. And so my greeting now should perhaps be a little bit more succinct. G'day, mate. In fact, I'm speaking to you today from the traditional lands of the Kaurna First Nations people in South Australia, and I respect the spiritual relationship they have with their country. As Dr. Nigwekar said, I'm Michael Collins and I work as a nephrologist at the Royal Adelaide Hospital here. It's a huge honour and privilege to address you all today. I'm conscious that people in this program come from all corners of the world, but despite the distances between us, and we're disappointed, of course, to not be together in person for this last workshop, and especially today for graduation, I felt during GCSRT 2022 that we're living in an ever more connected world, especially when it comes to clinical research. When I first applied to the program at the end of 2019, COVID-19 was essentially unknown. It has, of course, changed many things about our world and upended many well-laid plans, none more so than those involving overseas travel like this program. In both New Zealand and Australia, we had extended lockdowns and our countries closed their borders to the outside world, a situation that has only returned to a more normal setting recently. And of course, it actually continues for some of our colleagues, particularly in China. For a while, I wasn't even sure that it would be possible for me to do this program. I deferred my enrolment. I eventually signed up when the program was offered virtually this year and was excited by the possibility of being able to participate again, even though I had no idea whether overseas travel would actually be possible. We've all been affected in many ways by the pandemic. Many of us as healthcare professionals have provided care for people with COVID, and many of us and our families have suffered from its effects ourselves. not to mention the social change and upheavals it has brought about. It's been a frustrating time, especially the many factors that are beyond our control. But one area of positive change brought about by COVID-19 has stood out. It is the fact that for a disease that was unknown a mere 3 years ago, we now have not one, but many effective vaccines, antiviral therapies, and a wealth of data from high-quality clinical trials on treatments that improve outcomes. These seemingly astonishing achievements of humanity have not occurred through chance or good luck. The world of medicine responded to the challenges set by the pandemic with a huge international effort to conduct high-quality clinical research. And through our learnings in this GCSRT program, we are now much better prepared to join this world. We now have new knowledge and skills. Who knew it was possible to get excited about being able to code and build your own multi-level regression model with a random intercept and slope in Stata? Who knew it was possible to come up with a novel research proposal, cram it into 6 pages of text, but also to be able to explain it to someone in an elevator in less than 60 seconds? And of course, it's been invaluable to develop skills at being an effective research team member, despite the challenges that we've had with time zones, language barriers, and differing experience levels. We each came to this program with our own background experience of clinical research. Some of us were complete novices. Some may even have felt they didn't belong in the program. Others had experience but needed to progress in one or more areas. It's clear to me from participating in this program and meeting all of you, being part of our discussions, hearing your presentations, that all of us deserve to be here. I think the future of clinical research in our institutions and countries is in very good heart. Of course, as with any learning experiences, there are ups and downs, disappointments, but also successes. Today is about that success. It's about celebration and thinking about the future. I'm already started. A world in which each of us contributes to and leads high quality clinical research, something we all are now much better positioned for. So now I'd like to say thank you. To our teachers and faculty, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us and giving us your guidance. To the program staff, how would we do it without you? You must really love Zoom meetings and replying to emails. And to you, all of my fellow students, you've been great colleagues. You're all inspiring in your own ways, and I look forward to working with some of you again in the future. In particular, I'd like to thank the members of Team 4 and Team Q, who I personally had the privilege of working with. And lastly, it would be wrong not to mention and take a moment to thank all of our partners and families. Without your support, it would not be possible for all of us to be here today. Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very, very best.
Thank you, Michael, and congratulations. And we look forward to great things in future coming from your work. We'll go to the next class speaker, and that is Dr. Charulata Jindal. So Dr. Jindal is originally from India, but she migrated to Australia with her young family and is now an Australian citizen. She holds a PhD in medical genetics. In Australia, she has been associated with the School of Medicine and Public Health at the University of Newcastle in many different capacities, extending from research assistant position to an academic lecturer. She did her master's in clinical epidemiology at the University of Newcastle with specialization in genetic and molecular epidemiology. And apart from her research work in medical science, she is a certified ceramic artist and a certified baker, and also a mother of 2 children. Charulata, we look forward to hearing your remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I can't be serious like Dr. Michael. So I will start with hello. Hello, Dr. Singh, Dr. Nigvikar, other faculty members and GCSRT staff, my classmates of GCSRT 2022, and family and friends. All of you are welcome to the graduation ceremony of GCSRT 2022. I'm Charu. Already Dr. Nigvikar gave my short introduction. First, I'm very thankful to my classmates for considering me as one of the class speaker. It is a big honor for me. I'm happy that my classmates took me seriously, but you know, GCSRT faculty also took me very seriously. In my statement of purpose, I mentioned that just immense pressure can convert carbon atoms into precious diamonds. And this whole year, GCSRT faculty made each and every effort to preoccupied us only and only with medical science research. All the year, we have several assignments. And if we want to forget our assignments, there were team assignments. And if you want to try to forget about your team assignments, there was capstone. And my definition of capstone is, it is cap plus a stone, a cap which is bigger in size than an umbrella, and a stone which is heavier than Everest in size. But the outcome is really very good. I'm sure that all of my classmates become precious diamonds, and I hope wherever they will go in their life and whatever they will do, they will shine like diamonds. For this, I will really say a big thanks to GCSRT faculty for helping us to learn a lot in just 1 year time without feeling any stress. And I'm sure, sorry, I already did this. Sorry. I know that a few of my classmates are not happy with the outcome of this course. Their expectations were quite high. But here I would like to say that there are three main components of research in medical science. One is epidemiology, second is your clinical expertise, and third is statistical analysis. I'm sure that all of my classmates are quite expert in their respective fields of medical science. But we joined this program to learn about epidemiology and biostats. And biostats is really not easy. If you want to understand the basics of biostats, you should have sound understanding of calculus and linear algebra. And I'm sure most of my classmates didn't open their books from a long time. Second important thing is that in medical science, we use statistical modeling, which is not easy. Mathematical modeling, just for example, y is equal to mx plus b. If we know the three variables of this equation, we can calculate 4. But it is not possible in medical science because here equation is y is equal to mx plus b plus e. And this uncertainty made medical science research very difficult. That's why we are in need to learn epidemiology very well so that we can plan our study well and we can analyze our data properly. Here, I know that all of my classmates are really very intelligent and smart people. So why I'm telling you all these things? Because as it doesn't matter what is your BMI, we are always in need of food to survive. We are in need to provide rigorous exercise to our brain also. And this whole year program was a rigorous training to all of us to become expert in research in medical science. Although we learned a lot, but still there is a scope for us to learn. Still in future, we have to work hard to do our research work. I will compare this program as a COVID vaccine, which provide you immunity, but still we are in need of booster doses. So we are in need to work hard more to do our research. I will just like to give an example. There are 3 alphabets, D, G, and O. If we work with a positive mindset, we can see it as a God, but we can see it dog also. And sorry, Dr. Nigvikar, I'm not saying here that dog is a bad thing. We know your love about dogs. I'm just saying that dog and God are two completely different things. My another example is NONT. You can see it as a not, which means 0. But another way of looking at this is TON. So if we work with a positive mindset, we can convert things from 0 to 10 and from dog to God. Sorry, I'm sure I'm not taking extra time. Just one more example. There is a mathematical formula for life. It is called E plus R is equal to O. So I understand that research in medical science is really not easy. So this E plus R is equal to O is E is for event, R is for your response, and O is the outcome. We can't change the event. For example, for Dr. Sagar, he was not able to recruit patients for his trial. But if you change your response, you can change the outcome. And life becomes very easy when we do anything with a positive mindset. Yesterday, during one of our lectures in workshop 3, Dr. Ahmed mentioned a Chinese phrase that out of the hottest fires comes the strongest steel. So if we always motivate ourselves and we use all these terms, dog, God, not, done, and E plus R is equal to O, life becomes quite easy and we are able to give our best. I would like to finish this talk with these words. This online program was a good opportunity for all of us who are working and living in different parts of the world. And it is not possible for us to be in Boston to attend this program. I'm very thankful to Gcsrt faculty for offering this program and giving us an opportunity to be with great minds of this world and to learn the basic essentials to successfully conduct our research work. Thank you everybody for your time and attention. I'm sure I didn't offend anybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu, and congratulations and wonderful perspectives on the program and, of course, for the future of the students and the program. Our next class speaker is Dr. Ruiki Ma, and Dr. Ma is has done a fellowship in ophthalmic reconstruction and also in orbital diseases from the Fudan Eye and ENT hospitals. She holds numerous positions, including membership of the Asia Pacific Society of Ophthalmic Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery. She has received a gold medal in a popular science competition from the Fudan Eye and ENT Hospital in 2020. And she is, of course, and also has been honored with the outstanding graduates from the Shanghai in 2017. So, Dr. Ma, please take it away for your remarks.
Thank you for introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Ruiqi from Fudan University. You can also call me Susan if you like. It is my great honor to be one of the class speakers on the graduation ceremony of Gcsrt 2022. To be honest, it was a big surprise to me when I received the email which informed me that I had been nominated as a class speaker. I have to admit that this email brought me like 15 seconds of huge excitement, but suddenly a very logic idea came to my mind. Look, we have taken this wonderful course about clinical study and statistics. From a scientific point of view, as a candidate from the majority population in this class, the win-to-loss ratio of the majority is relatively higher than the others, right? At this moment, I suddenly calmed down and realized that the knowledge of statistics prevents us from over-interpreting a positive result. And what's more important, it tells us not to be disappointed with a negative result. Even though only several of us are lucky enough to speak here by chance, something else happens for sure. That is, everyone has made progress during the past year. If we take each one of us as a sample based on 2 TILT-T tests, I'm 95% confident that there is a statistical improvement on the ability of clinical research, biostatistical computing, multicultural communication, and leadership after taking this course. So, mission complete. We have worked together to make ourselves better. What's the next target after graduation? I like to say, to make the world a better place. Sounds like an official slogan, huh? Well, I'm a very down-to-earth person. Technically speaking, The program has shown beneficial effects with a p-value probably lower than 0.05 on our ability to design reliable clinical trials and perform proper statistical analysis to solve the clinical problems we are interested in. The program also provided us precious experiences about how to pitch your study, how to get a grant, and how to negotiate when people are fighting with each other for authorship. These are very practical issues, some of which have already happened to me in the real world. So it is lucky for us who are still at early stage of our career to be trained in this program. After 1 year of study, we not only grow older, we also grown up. As grown-ups in the field of clinical research, as long as all of us make our own contribution to the improvement of medicine, no matter how tiny the contribution is, I'm pretty sure the sum of our efforts is large enough to make the world a better place. That's not a slogan anymore. That's the fact in the future. I'm looking forward to this future. I'm looking forward to seeing each other's names on the New England Journal of Medicine someday. And I will be very proud of you and your extraordinary accomplishments at that moment. At the end of the speech, I'd like to acknowledge the support from my team, Team 30, during the program. Although it's a tough period for all of us, I can feel that there is no boundary between us. On the contrary, academic discussions bring us much closer. Thank you for listening and wish you all a bright future.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all the class speakers and to Sagar for introducing them. I think the class speakers represent the nominated selected group, but really we should also thank every single person within GCSRT who contributed to the experience, because the experience really is an experience of the collective. I'm going to now move on to, we're going to now move on to the presentation of scholars, and I'm going to turn it over to Sarah.
On behalf of everyone here at Harvard, congratulations on completing your certificate program.
Great. Before we get into the social hour, let me just congratulate you all for an absolutely terrific accomplishment in graduating for GCSRT. I'm going to say a few words as part of your graduation, but my remarks are going to focus on you now as graduates rather than you as people who are about to graduate. So as graduates, I would like to make the case that in fact, GCSRT has changed you. And as James Baldwin, a famous author, once said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it has been faced. So clearly you have done the program, and I believe it has changed you. So let's talk about where you've changed and how you've changed. So this is about, yes, you have changed. I would submit that you can now look at the statistics section of a paper and not be intimidated by it. Indeed, I think you have less fear of statistics now than you had before you started this program. Yes, you've changed. You know how to now work in a team, in fact, a global team, and how much effort it takes. You know about storming and norming, about compelling purpose, and about an enabling condition. You can work in this global team because you've already done it. In the future, this is going to be something that you're just going to brush off. Working in a team, no worries. Yes, you've changed. You know now more about people of different genders and gender orientation, religions, and cultures. I think you understand probably that skin color is simply skin color. It's just a color. Walls are not for you. You've realized you share many common values and goals, and that you realize that diversity enriches you, but also others. Yes, you've changed. I think you will agree that you now know your stuff, at least in clinical research, and what you don't know, you can learn. Someone said that knowledge is power, but knowing what you do not know is wisdom. And I think you now know a lot in clinical research methodology. You recognize you can know even more, and you can do that in the future. Yes, you've changed. You know, of course, that learning is a lifelong pursuit. And this old Chinese proverb says, live until you're old, study until you're old. And so you understand, of course, now that lifelong learning is what it's all about. It doesn't matter how well you did in high school and how many degrees you've got. It matters how you take all of this and continue to learn, continue to absorb information, and continue to apply it with your skills. Yes, you've changed. So I want to wish you, on behalf of Harvard Medical School, a wonderful graduation. Best wishes and luck for the future. Remember, we expect to see you in October in Boston. Bring some smart clothes with you, because we will have a nice, wonderful dinner. Some will say we'll even have a black tie dinner. So bring some nice gowns or a black tie tux. We'll enjoy each other's company in person. Look forward to seeing that. But remember, keep in touch. We're here as was already mentioned, you're part of our Harvard family. So congratulations again, and I'm going to now turn it back to Sarah.
So we are now at the social hour. So do you want to get started with the word cloud?
So yes, absolutely. I'm going to ask, maybe I'm going to ask Sarah to read the first sentence, if you could, and
Yes.
see what the word cloud generates.
So the first question is, enter one word to describe your experience in the GCSRT program. There's a link in the chat, and I will share the screen and share the responses momentarily. But the link is in the chat.
Well, while we're waiting for word cloud, I'm just reading on the chat. Teamwork, challenging. Somebody used the word great, multicultural, virtual, of course, amazing, inspiring. That's great. And I think that for some reason, the word cloud poll is not working. I don't know what that's all about, but it's great to see these words come through. Learning, life changer, catalytic. That's an interesting word. Progress, gratifying, rewarding, think. Rewarding seems to be coming out quite a lot. Humbling, wow. Enthusiastic, growth, progress. So maybe we can ask folks to just raise your hand and say a word or two about how some of these words have jogged in your mind, some of the things that you've accomplished from this, and maybe we'll open it up. Charu, wonderful speech, by the way. Go ahead, Charu.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. It was not wonderful. I was really a little bit confused at that time, but now I'm fine. Actually, really, this 60 minutes exam period, that was really wonderful. Now, nothing is difficult or hard for me, at least for my research.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Maria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
The word that I use is networking, and I have new friends around the world that I can share everything about our shops, our research, and everything.
That's fantastic. Dilip.
Yeah, hi. So it was a very collaborative for me with the team. In fact, when this course started, I'm a clinician. So when a lot of statistics came, so I was thinking whether I did a wrong step to join this, and I was thinking maybe I should quit. But then my team and all GSRT people kept me motivated, and then finally, like a diamond, we have come, and it was interesting. A lot of challenges were there, but I think so we could overcome all this thing. And the biggest thing what I've learned and what I've got is my GSRT friends.
Fantastic. Ahmed.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. So the word for me would be progress. So this course crystallized for me what I'd learned, trial and error, and gave it formal education. And so I could formally now approach concepts which I learned on my own. And I'm very grateful for the course for that.
Great. Michael, I want to drink what you're drinking. First thing in the morning on a Saturday, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Friday.
11 p.m.
Oh, 11 p.m., not in the morning, it's at night.
Yeah,
That's
perfectly
champagne
fine to
time.
have a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
So my word is enlightening, and I think what I've found really interesting is hearing from people who many of us would find extraordinarily successful, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, done outstanding work, and then hearing them confess to how difficult it was to do and how many challenges and problems they had along the way and how they overcame them. So I think that's been really fantastic.
Great, thank you. Enjoy the champagne. I saw you enjoying it with your wife, is that right? Fantastic, excellent. If it was later where I am, I would be having the champagne too, but unfortunately can't. Nilofer. Maybe before
Hi,
Nilofer,
can you hear
Naveed.
me?
Yeah, Nilofer and then Naveed.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. So the word I would use is humbling. I've never had any formal statistics training before. This was my first experience. And besides the technical know-how, I think the course was really a microcosm of global experiences and overcoming challenges and hearing people's stories. That was the most humbling and inspiring and energizing aspect for me. So thank you all. And thank you to Team 5. Thank you.
Great. Naveed. Naveed?
Thank you very much, Ajay. I think so the word I have used. Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
You can hear me, Ajay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajay, and thank you very much. I think the word I have used is a teamwork, and that's what I believe that teamwork makes a dream work. And the first thing which has been taught in this course is the teamwork, and it was all throughout teamwork and in all the assignments. Thanks to my team Click, as well as thanks to the all the GCSRT team that they had. It was a very challenging, but throughout the course we have learned a lot, and it gives we dive deep into the stats as well as into the statistics as well as into the epidemiology designs as well, and it gives a great pleasure and congratulations to everyone on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Teamwork, you said. Yeah, excellent. Asna.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to everybody on GCSRT 2022. Okay, so the word I put in the chat was humbling, Dr. Singh, because I felt like this was a coming together of a group of people, you know, with insane similarities and impeccable differences, and creating something that was truly, truly remarkable. And myself, I've experienced a tremendous growth. I got a paper published in Asian Journal of Oncology on my research on ovarian cancer, and all because of the training I received from here. And I've seen my growth as a person with my teammates, and I formed some really nice bonds for life. And the people are amazing. The experience was out of the world. So yes, cheers to you, GCSRT 2022. Best of luck for your future endeavors.
Great. You know, I'm going to do something unconventional. I'm going to ask some of our faculty what they got out of it. So we have our newbie faculty director, Sagar, 1 year of GCSRT. What one word describes your experience?
Oh boy. I would say a very pleasant surprise. I know it's 2 words, but it's been really fantastic and also surprising to see folks from, you know, multiple different backgrounds in terms of just the professional backgrounds, but also geography and all the other aspects come together and really working together as a team, particularly during the challenging times. So I was really very pleasantly surprised in terms of how well this can still be coordinated, and really looking forward to everyone's future accomplishments.
Great. And Jura, you're graduating. You've had several years of this. What do you think?
Well, I'm always so proud of everyone because at the very beginning, I speak to some of you and you have doubts if you are in the right program and if you're going to make it. And then I'm just like glowing at the end, like because everyone made it and everyone was successful and struggled, but rose like a phoenix. So my word is proud just of everyone here in this class that you persevered and that you did it. You did not quit and you're here at the end with everyone else. So I'm proud of you all.
Great. And Garud?
Yes, I was looking it through some of the things in the chat, and there's one word that comes up over and over again, and I completely agree with it, and it's the way I feel as well, which is inspirational or inspiring. You know, to see the work that people are doing, the incredible variety of work people are doing all over the world, how it's relevant to their various countries, people from other parts of the world where they have different challenges and different priorities, healthcare priorities, and seeing what they are doing. Absolutely inspiring and always inspiring. You're muted, Jay, sorry.
I'm going to get yelled at for this, but I'm going to ask Lauren too. What do you think, Lauren? You've been doing GCSRT with me for years, and you're now graduating off to a new job in a sense, promoted. What are your thoughts about as you reflect back?
I would definitely choose grateful and also rewarding. I'm going to pick two words. Not everybody has the opportunity to work in a position where you get to help people and get thanks in return. We get so many nice emails, and we get to be a part of this experience and kind of support your educational journey. So it's always very rewarding to start off the year and then come to graduation and see everyone's success. So those would be my two words. Everybody did a really great job, and we are happy to have you all in the GCSRT family.
Great. And I know, Sarah, you've been doing this now for over a year. What are your thoughts as you manage this? How did you, of this group? Any thoughts?
Oh, sure. I'm really inspired by all of the work that you all are doing. We get so many little glimpses into what you're doing and where you're doing all of this great work when you're making your comments and asking your questions. So I'm always amazed at what a diverse audience we have and all of the great work you're all doing. So it's really inspirational for me.
Great. Laurette, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, the word I picked was rewarding and grateful. I'm sorry, there are two words, but I don't know if Dr. Ajay remembers at the beginning of this program, we had gone back and forth because, you kind of like didn't think I fitted on. I was not in the clinical field. I came in with an MBA and I was working, and I am working as a clinical research associate. But I'm extremely grateful because this has opened my eyes so much to what I can achieve. And like Jora said, I had doubts all through, should I just get out and not embarrass myself at the end of the program? But, I had so much support, both from my team 26, from the rest of the group, from you, Dr. Ajay, and from the entire GCSRT team. I'm extremely grateful. My family and I are very grateful because I promise you, I didn't think I could do it. I'm surprised I'm sitting here today. So thank you very much. And, even my job, I'm starting to see that, a lot of things that didn't make sense to me before are making so much sense now. I have so much confidence on my job. And again, I thank you. I'm looking forward to things I'm going to do in future. Thank you very much.
Great. Sultan?
My words would be inspiring and rewarding because the capstone project, which I wrote for Harvard, I got funding for it, and I'm doing the trial in Pakistan for vaccine demand in Pakistan. Currently, we are in a phase of intervention, and let's see how it goes. So it's rewarding for me. Thank you very much for GCSRT.
Great, thank you. And Lindsay?
Hi, thanks. Yes, my word is enriching. I agree with all of my colleagues, what they said about the staff and the program, but I would be remiss not to mention David Whippy. His lectures were amazing. I think that he taught some really tough topics and got us through a lot. And I just think that he is the star of this program. And I just wanted to point that out.
Great, thank you. Well, let me just give you some personal reflections. So 12 years ago, this program was founded. And when I tried to explain to the school why this, our first hybrid certificate program at HMS was going to be, or what the factors were to make it successful, people looked at me very skeptically and said, well, folks come to workshops 3 times a year. How about this online material? How are they going to learn? Now we are over 2,000 graduates. That's the GCSRT family, over 2,000 graduates. And I think the answer is that you have not only built on what you've learned, but you've also succeeded from what you've learned. A few years ago, we did an external review for this program, which we do every several years. And the external review taps into what positions people have accomplished and what research they've published after they completed GCSRT. And we have several years now of experience with this. And the two big conclusions that came out of this were that almost always the GCSRT program was an exclamation mark a year or two later of someone getting promoted. Right? Now you could argue, well, there's no control group. This is why you are skeptical folks, right? You're going to say, this was not a randomized controlled trial. But the fact is, all of you are going to be destined for something better, right? So that's one thing. Take advantage of it. Be prepared for it. The second was publications. Many people have started publishing. They got inspired by what they did and how they did it and what they heard and the role models. So you've got to take advantage of that. Don't be intimidated about the fact that it's hard to publish. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. You're going to do great on that. The other personal reflection I had, I was, during COVID times, almost all of our work is on Zoom now. It was since, for the last 2 years or so. And I would sit in my living room, and my daughter, who's a GCSRT graduate herself, would sometimes overhear some of the things that I was talking about, right? And one time she overheard one of the town halls, and she said, "My God, how are you dealing with all of this? You're getting such a hard time about people wanting to come." And I said, that goes with the job. I felt some of the angst about the fact that people couldn't travel. I also felt some of the angst about travel, right? We all here had mixed feelings about becoming remote, right? We all did. I remember talking to a bunch of people on the days when HMS said, you're going to all now have to work from home. And we all started thinking, well, we'll do it for a couple of months and things will be fine. And 2 months went into 9 months, and 9 months went into a year, and a year is now 2 years. And if you go to our offices right now, 80 to 90% of those offices are actually unoccupied because of 2 reasons. One, because we're not out of the pandemic yet. In fact, rates are starting to rise again in Boston. And second, and in fact, for the summer, for our master's program, we're starting to think about a mask mandate at Harvard Medical School again. Can you believe that? So things are not over. And then the second thing is, we as a group overcame the fear of working remotely, right? To some of us, it was something we were concerned about, anxious about. How will I manage to work out of home? What will that be like? How will it be to be so isolated? And I think we overcame that. And of course, we all became skillful at using Zoom. I now know how to create polls in Zoom. I'm not going to tell Sarah because she'll tell me to create them myself. But I learned how to do that. I learned how to go into breakout rooms and figure out how to manage that and all this sort of stuff. We learned new skills, right? And there's a little poster in my office that says, if you don't learn new tricks, you become an old dog. And I think one of the things we've done in the past 2 years is we've learned new tricks. I personally have learned new tricks. We've done town halls where I've had to have folks tell me what is the right thing to do. We learned that. Some of the decisions we made were right. Some of the decisions we made were wrong in retrospect, but we learned from them. And I hope that you guys also have not only learned from the program, but have learned about each other and about your resilience and about how you've been able to manage through this and juggle your home life and your work life and then this GCSRT life. Well, the good news is GCSRT is going to be over and you'll have more time. And what you should do with that more time is to actually spend it to continue to upskill. Keep getting more knowledge, use that knowledge to develop skills. So I think that those are the things I've gotten out of it. I just want to open it up now to anyone else. Any other things that you feel about this program that you want to share with us? Yeah, Sharu.
Dr. Singh, I really appreciate you for adding this longitudinal data analysis in this program, because here in University of Newcastle, if I want to go for this program, first I should have a calculus course and linear algebra, probability, and statistical inference. Only after that I can enroll for longitudinal data analysis course. But through GCSRT, I really got a very good exposure to this course, and I really say a big thanks to you for that.
Oh, no, as I said to some others who direct text communicated with me on chat, this program is really takes a village. It's our faculty, it's the course directors, it's the faculty leaders, it's the program education team, it's the program operations team. It is really a big team of people. And I wish I could take even one small amount of credit. The credit really belongs to the team. And actually, the program was originally set up with the team, the way the teams are set up for peer learning. So you learn from each other. So I think we all should take credit for what you've learned, right? Collectively. So I just want to thank you, Sharu, for that comment, but it's overly generous. The credit belongs to everyone, right? Stephanie, go ahead.
Yes, so my work for the program was challenging because it was really challenging, especially for me, because I was studying for the USMLE at the same time. So I took the step 1 and the step 2 CK like in 7 months, and I was doing the program at the same time. So it was really difficult. At the middle, I was like, maybe I'm going to give up because I couldn't keep up. It was too much stuff to do at the same time. But I'm surprised I'm here today. So I'm really thankful. Thank God. And thanks everyone. Thanks to the program. It was a really challenge for me. And I'm really proud of myself because I did it. So thank you, everyone. Thanks to my team, Team 25.
Great. Bessie.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay. I just want to first of all say that I am very grateful to God and to you for making this program virtual. Because if the program wasn't virtual, I would not be able to run my 2 programs at the same time. As of now, I'm running my master's in healthcare administration and I'm running this program, and it's because it's virtual. I have learned so much from this program, and I also apply it to my master's program. We have a course that is healthcare research, and in that class, I'll sit in front of the class before the professor asks any question. I'm the first to answer because I have learned a lot from research here. And also in my capstone class, we also have a capstone in my master's program. So I have learned a lot from this GSRT, and everything that they ask here, and the same thing applies to my master's. So it's just a walkover for me for the 2 programs, all because this program is virtual. I really thank you for that, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, Nilofa.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Can you hear me? Thank you. I just had a suggestion, and maybe this is already in progress, to have some sort of an online platform, a forum where the cohort can be in touch, share experiences as the capstones go forward in our respective institutions and areas, and even collaborate, reach out to each other and say, hey, I'd like to work with you, something like that. So I wonder if there's a provision for that.
Yeah, so there is there was a LinkedIn group that was created, GCSRT. There's a WhatsApp group called GCSRT Women that was created a number of years ago. Just as support group for women who are in GCSRT. Obviously, each class creates its own WhatsApp group. I'm sure this class has it as well. We've tended not to manage these groups because we feel that these groups should organically do what they need to do. We are, of course, going to have workshop 4, but we are going to have an alumni meeting, and everyone will be contacted to come for that. And it'll not only be GCSRT, but it'll be many programs across certificate program that HMS does, and it'll be a wonderful networking opportunity as well. You meet people who, I don't know whether you know this, but we have in some of our other programs, we have ministers of health, people who became ministers of health during the program in 2 or 3 different countries, in the Middle East and in Africa, and they, have said they might come. So there's a lot of opportunity to network, not just with people in GCSRT, but come to the Alumni Summit. A big shout out for that. But you're absolutely right. Keep in touch with everyone. Dilip.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dr. Ajay. Actually, I had a dream that when I visited US, that I should do some course from Harvard. So that was a long pending dream. And this virtual course actually helped me to complete that dream. And thanks to you, Dr. Ajay. And pandemic maybe has helped us to connect more with the people online. So that was one of my dreams. And the second dream, I'm an oncologist and I have a lot of experience in early clinical development and early complex clinical trials. So my next dream will be to try to take some lectures or be on faculty for some of the GCSRT batch. So that will be my second dream, and I'll be chasing, and I might disturb you for that. Thank you so much.
Great. Again, as I said before, the credit belongs to all of us, to our faculty, to our faculty directors, to our program ed team and the operation. This is to you guys, all of us. This was a collective community of learners, and I just think that we learned a lot from you as well. So thank you for doing that. Subramaniam.
Yeah, I'm a nephrologist from India. And I've been practicing nephrology for more than 10 years. So even though I'm from a nephrology background, I was so naive with respect to research when I joined this program. And I would say that it's been a big leap in my career. So I've learned a lot of research, and I would thank all the faculties, all the teachers of GCSRT for empowering me, not only me, empowering all of us. And I'm also happy to share that I was able to conceptualize a study, do all the statistical analysis with data myself, and recently got it published in a BMJ group of journal. So I'd like to thank everyone behind the screen and on the screen, and also my teammates for all this. Thank you very much.
Great. And congratulations on your success. That's absolutely terrific that you were able to do that. So that's great. Ahmed.
Thank you so much, Dr. Singh. So a couple of questions. So one question was that would in this upcoming workshop 4, would we be able to meet with the alumni of the ECSRT, the Egypt Clinical Research Scholars Training Program as well? And when you were referring to the 2,000 participants, are they also included in them, those regional programs that were running?
Yeah. Everyone who's an alumni of our programs will get an email and inviting them. And obviously, the prevailing sort of statistics. We're all into statistics, right? No, we don't know this for sure, but if you look at the history of alumni events, usually about 10%. Or somewhere between 5 to 10% of people who get an email within the US attend attend an alumni event. So, and it may be lower, it may be higher if it's if it's a global audience. But we expect at least a couple of hundred people there from all of the different sampling all of the different programs that we've done over the years. So we look forward to having you there and connecting and networking with others. Gabriel.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to voice what the program meant for me. I'm a surgeon and work as a surgeon scientist, and I find it's a particularly challenging area of medicine to be working as a scientist, just because of the daily practical workload. So for me and many of my colleagues at the clinic, it has been a great challenge to build up a type of research infrastructure and an infrastructure that allows for continued projects and collaborations and building collaborations. I've been invested in that for years now, and I feel I chose the word catalytic because this past year has actually the head of the department has been supportive and has given me the free time necessary to somehow deal with the contents of the GCSRT program and all the challenges during this year. And if it hadn't been for that time, the amount of work I did, the amount of progress I made would have taken me years. So in that sense, for me, it was an extremely catalytic experience, and also just the persons, the characters, and everyone I was able to meet. So thank you, Dr. Singh. Thank you, faculty and Team One.
Great, thank you. And then Mohammed?
Yes, hello. I have a word for myself and for my colleagues. I'd like you to think of this program as a beginning. It's a great step in the right direction. And I really wish you all good luck in your life. And I'd like really to thank you, the GCSRT program. All of the professors and staff were outstanding. I'd like to thank you all.
Well, thank you. And I just want to say to everyone that Shubham has put out a number of links to a WhatsApp group and a LinkedIn group. Please take advantage of that. These are not endorsed by, sponsored by, overseen by Harvard, but they are an opportunity for you to connect with each other. And please feel free to do that. Remember, the site will be open for a whole year, the Canvas site. So tap into the lectures again. You can see everything that you participated in. I know for some of you, it'll be a moment of almost Pavlovian pushback. I'm done with it. I don't want to do any more. But that sentiment will settle. Use it as a library to go back and listen to the lectures again. It's really will hopefully be a great resource. You will be invited to join as associate alumni at Harvard, and that is a great opportunity to further network beyond Harvard GCSRT to other programs at Harvard. Each country has Harvard clubs that you can access because you're associate alumni at Harvard. So you can go to one of those. I know, for example, I've been to the one in Dubai, been to the one in Kuala Lumpur. I've spoken to the one, others in other countries. So you should take advantage of that as well. I just want to say in closing, it's always a bittersweet moment, right? When you finish up a program, bittersweet because all of you have become our friends, and we've learned from you. We've shared, shared experiences, and whether it's Capstone and Garoj, sharing how impressed he was with all your work, or Jora and how she was impressed with your work, or Sagar, or the thoughts of Lauren. We've all shared with you in this one-year journey. We just want to wish you the very best for the future. Again, keep in touch. See you in October, and good luck. And I'm just going to turn it back over to Sarah to see if we can close now. Sarah?
Yes, you can absolutely close now.
So goodbye, everyone.